I made this fish curry not too long ago. It turned out so great. This feels like I went to the Indian restaurant. I hope you are able to try this recipe. I know it is a real keeper and you will love it. Here are the ingredients I'm using, and as always I'll list them for you in the description box. So my fish of choice is going to be this white sea bass. I have cut it up, washed it, patted dry, and to that I'm applying some paprika, turmeric, and some salt as my seasoning. Now you coat the fish with the spices. Turmeric powder can stain, and it actually did stain my fingers. It took me a few days to get rid of the stain. So if possible, wear a pair of gloves or use some tongs so you don't have to directly touch the fish with the turmeric on it. Make sure the fish is very well coated. You want it to come out flavorful. Now I'll set this aside for 30 minutes to marinate. So now let's get ready to make our sauce. I'm gonna put my garlic in my blender. Ginger, already cut up. I'm using 2 Serrano chilies. You can use one if you don't want this to be hot, but I want it spicy. And my tomatoes I'm gonna cut up. So I'm just gonna quarter my tomatoes. Into the blender. Also going to cut up my onions. In my pan, I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of oil. Let's just say about 4. This is what we are going to fry the fish in, so it's pretty much shallow frying. And I'm using avocado oil. The oil is hot, so I'm going to start frying my fish. You're definitely going to need to do 2 batches of the fish. I'm going to chop my coriander whilst the fish fries. The stalk of the coriander has so much fragrance, you really want to chop it up and add it to everything. The fish has fried for about 5 minutes and it's time for me to turn them. The white stuff you see on the surface is just the albumin or protein from the fish that just coagulated and tipped through the fish to come on the surface. It is totally fine, and you can leave this on or you can just try to get rid of it, whatever really pleases you. I'm going to remove the fish. So I can fry the next batch. Now we're going to fry the rest. Okay, we're gonna bring out the fish. Now we'll set the fish aside and make the sauce. I'm going to put about 3 tablespoons of oil here to start making the sauce. Just about this much. The oil is hot, so I'm going to pour my blended ingredients here. We're going to wait until this cooks all the way down. I had to cover this to prevent it from splattering everywhere. Get in there. I've allowed my sauce to keep cooking until now you can see some oil beginning to come to the surface. It is almost all the way cooked, and now I think I can add my spices to the sauce. I'll add my cumin. And then I'm using paprika, so I've added that here. And coriander. I'm also going to add some salt, definitely according to your taste. Now I'm going to mix it all up. And let it cook further. So you want to cook your tomatoes and other ingredients all the way through, dry out before you add your milk to it, your coconut milk. And so at this point it has dried out, it's pretty much cooked. I'm just going to add a little bit of water to help it cook through a little more before I add my coconut milk. The recipe called for 1 cup of coconut milk. What I have is more of cream, so I'm going to start off by using half of what I have here, and then we'll see how it goes. I think I could pretty much use everything, so I'm just going to put it all here. There. Yeah, I think this looks perfect now. I'm also going to thin this out with about 1 cup of water. And I'm going to let it cook through about another 8 minutes. It is perfect time for me to add my Garam Masala, which is like the icing on the cake. As soon as this hits your sauce, you just get that curry vibe. It actually puts the curry in your curry. It smells like you just entered into some good restaurant. This is the real deal. So I'm going to put the fish in now. Let it stay here for about 10 minutes to soak up the flavors. I'm just going to introduce all my flavorful oils back here. And I think this looks a little bit thick. I'm going to thin it out a little bit more. I'm going to pour in here about half a cup of water so the fish cooks with some moisture. And you know, this is soft fish, so it is not very hard fried, so be careful when you stir so it doesn't fall apart. Our curry is done at this point. Oil's coming on the surface. Fish definitely must have soaked some of the flavors, and I'm going to add in my coriander leaves. Just give it a nudge to spread and mix up. I'm going to let this simmer for about another 2 to 3 minutes, and my curry is ready. Our curry is done now, and it's time to serve. Just look at how good it is looking.
Can you smell the aroma? Yeah. From Kwachi West Kitchen. Yeah. Dada, delicious. Yeah, yeah. Delicious. Dada, delicious. Yeah, yeah. Delicious. Dada, delicious.
Well, now I'm gonna be able to sit to let you know the verdict. So let's do it. This feels like I went to the Indian restaurant. The fragrance, the flavor, aroma. You really need to try this. Now let's see the fish. Piece of that fish. Very soft and very tasty. Try this. Kindly give me a thumbs up and share. And until I come your way next time with something delicious, be loving, be kind, be happy.
Delicious, yeah.